Hello. March 21st is celebrated as World Poetry Day. So, on this occasion, I just want to remind some of the poets and my favorite poet. So, since our childhood, we might have studied so many poems and many poets also. Somewhere, a great philosopher and a poet says about the poetry. Poetry is the image of man and the nature. Of course, there are many definitions are there in the poems. During the Romanticism, poetry has highlighted the nature and its significance and its relevance, relation with the human beings. And my favorite poet is Robert Frost. We all know that Robert Frost was a very popular and significant, very influential poet in English literature. He belongs to America. He was an American poet and he wrote more than 250 poems. So, among them, many are very popular. And his poetry style is very simple and lucid and very up to the any generations. So, like his poems like Mending Wall, The Road Not Taken, and one of the famous poems of his collections is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. Just I want to bring to the last stanza of the poem. The woods are deep, dark, and lovely, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. What a wonderful way he presented his poetry. So, these are the lines literally influenced many poets. So, I want to inform you, I want to share that our first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, on his reading table, he just kept these lines. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. Because these words, when you read, will encourage you, will motivate you like anything. So, friends and students, you also studied many poets. So, this is a day to remember the poets and the famous poems. So, if you are feeling in the same way, you can drop your famous poet or the poem in the comment box. And before I end, I wish everyone happy World Poetry Day. And this is a time to recollect and remember the poems. So in England, great romantic poets are there. Like John Keats was a romantic poet, where P.B. Shelley was a revolutionary poet, and William Wordsworth was nature poet. So like this, William S.T. Coleridge, Wordsworth. So there are many poems who brought lot of significance to the poetry with their style. So we should also remember the father of English poetry, Geoffrey Chaucer, who belongs to 14th century. So his famous poem like Prologue to the Canterbury Tales, it is very relevant to the present generation, present even today also. Though it tells about the English society, but today also it is very helpful and relevant to the present context. So once again, I wish everyone happy World Poetry Day, and once again, I remind you, write down your famous poem or the poet in the comment box. See you there.